All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from the paperclip. Cody the Dominator Burke and John Nichols have the front row. Jesse Gordon, Patrick Pieper on the second row. Chad Ragsdale, Joshua Rudolph on the third. David Luck, CJ Jeffries on the fourth row. Devin McDonald and Scott Roney round out the top 10. Austin Ruskoff starting at 11th next to Richie Ragsdale in 12th. Curtis Mitchell in 13th. Ryan McDaniel in 14th. Matthew Logan, David Farnan, and Brian Hewitt round out the field here at Martinsville. All the drivers get stacked up on the front stretch. Track temperature has dropped about 4 degrees. 70 degree track temp, about 67 degree air temp. The drivers are looking at 65 to 70 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. If we have a bunch of cautions, some of them could go the distance. But I guarantee you some of them, if not all of them, are going to want tires very, very quickly. All right, everybody is getting gridded up. It does not look like Curtis Mitchell will make the grid. He'll have to start from pit road. As everybody begins rolling, something is going wrong. Nope, they're rolling on the outside. John Nichols just a little slow on the start. Now only one fast repair available here tonight. Like I said, 65 to 70 laps on a tank of fuel, but a lot of cautions could extend that. Thursday night got bumpy. Austin Ruskoff said he expects this group to go green to checkers tonight. Will his prediction hold up? All right, here we go. Pace car dives in. The Dominator leads them through 3 and 4. And here they come out of turn 4. The green flag flies. We are underway in Martinsville. Everybody heads off into 1 and 2. Cody Burke clears traffic. Everybody else is battling. Jesse Gordon is now looking under John Nichols for second. And we've got a car slow on the outside. Scott Roney has a problem out of 4. He is rolling. And it does not look like we'll see the caution, but the leader could end up in lap traffic quickly. Bumpy start to the night for Scott. Let's see if we can see what happened. Alright, let's see what happened with Scott Roney. They're on the outside of Austin. They come down the back straightaway. Into turn 3, and Scott comes down, Austin comes up, and he just gets a little bump, trying to come back through the gears, and he snaps into the wall. Scott definitely needs a caution here soon to keep him on the lead lap, And in the fight, once he gets that caution though, Scott does know how to fight through the field. Cody has set the fastest lap of the night so far, but Jesse Gordon is still right there in striking distance. John Nichols now in third, Chad Ragsdale in fourth, Patrick Pieper in fifth. Looking through the field, the biggest mover so far is Matthew Logan up 3 spots into 12th, but he is battling with Ryan McDaniel. Ryan takes 12th for the moment. Ryan did tell me before the race, this is one of his fastest tracks. We'll see how things play out from here. Top 3, nose to tail, a little bit of a breakaway. Back to fourth place, Patrick Pieper. And Ryan McDaniel has had a problem behind. Let's see, no caution yet. Let's see what happened. There's Ryan coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Oh, he sent it too deep into 3. And wow, what a hit. And Ryan's hit was huge there. He is going to need a caution to get back into this. Hey, good evening, Tina. Scott Roney has just gone a lap down. Cody Burke still out front, has started to put a gap on Jesse Gordon. Matthew Logan now back up into 12th. David Farnan on the move up to 13th. Ryan McDaniel is coming in. Significant damage to that car. CJ Jeffries has just moved into 6th and is pulling away from David Lux in 7th. Devin McDonald currently in 8th. Joshua Rudolph in 9th. Austin Ruskoff in 10th. Richie Ragsdale, Matthew Logan, David Farnan, and Brian Hewitt nose to tail to 11th through 14th. Ryan back on track. Looked like Ryan was repairs and fuel only. These 4 drivers nose to tail battling it out. Meanwhile, Cody Burke has opened up a 9/10 of a second lead on John Nichols. Jesse Gordon still right there. Patrick Pieper about 2 seconds back in 4th. Chad Ragsdale in 5th. CJ Jeffries in 6th. This field really spreading out here in the early going. If they continue to spread out like this, it's far less likely that we'll get a caution. The problem will be as drivers start coming through lap traffic. Austin Ruskoff did tell me earlier he expects it to go 50 laps clean. And then once one thing goes wrong after lap 50, things just start to go downhill. But he was also expecting to see this thing stay green all night. Brian Hewitt has now moved up 4 spots into 13th. David Farnan up 4 spots into 12th. He looks under Richie Ragsdale. And now Hewitt's going to make the run under Ragsdale as well. He is going to take it. Richie slips back to 13th. Farnan now in 11th, Hewitt in 12th. Both drivers moving through the field steadily. The top 3 currently separated by about 7/10 of a second from first to second, and about the same gap from second to third at the moment, but they are starting to spread out. Brian Hewitt has had a problem, and the first caution of the night is out. And let's see what brought this about. There's Hewitt, already has got a few bumps to the back bumper as he sends it off into turn 1, the back end stepping out. He does get it pointed the right way right before the leaders get there. And Cody Burke is leading most of the field in. Chad Ragsdale is staying out. As Scott Roney gets the lucky dog, putting him back on the lead lap. Chad Ragsdale continuing to stay out here. It looks like everybody, the vast majority of the field, looks like fuel only. Gerald, each car has 4 tires. That's how they keep rolling like that. No, I'm just kidding. 2 additional tire sets. And it looks like fresh tires started back around 10th place. Devin McDonald is the first car out on 4 fresh Goodyears. Everybody behind him also on 4 fresh Goodyears. Scott Roney got waved around, but he only got 1 lap back. I didn't realize he was multiple laps down, as is Matthew Logan and Ryan McDaniel. And what do you say we get a little bit loud here on the restart? I'm going to stop talking and let you guys crank up the volume and listen to all this horsepower. And the green flag flies. Crank it up, y'all. Jesse Gordon has taken the lead, and the caution is out again. Scott Roney involved this time. Gerald, I suspect that's what most of this field has done, is conserve tires and saving a tire set for later. Let's see what brought this one out. Alright, here they come down the back straightaway. Scott goes, oh! I think there was some net code between Scott and Ryan. Alright, taking a look down from the chopper. Scott and Ryan not on the lead lap and not battling for position. Ryan gets a good run in there, but there was several inches of space. Looked like just a bit of net code sent Roney to the wall. Jesse Gordon has the lead, the Dominator in second. Chad Ragsdale in third, John Nichols in fourth, CJ Jeffries in fifth. Patrick Pieper, David Lux, David Farnan, Devin McDonald, and Brian Hewitt round out the top 10. Farnan now up 8 spots into 8th. Hewitt up 7 spots into 10th. Should get one to green this time. Lights are out. Everybody stacking up. Chad Ragsdale sitting back there in third, the only driver that has not been to pit road. And here we go through 3 and 4. And the green flag flies again in Martinsville. And Jesse launches it. He opens the door. Chad Ragsdale has a run to the inside on Burke. CJ Jeffries battling it out with John Nichols right behind. This battle for second is keeping things stacked up behind, and somehow Burt gets a better run. He's pulling ahead. And the Dominator clears into second on the high side. We only saw a few drivers able to pass up top Thursday night. It looks like if a driver has got it figured out how to do it, they are going to move forward quickly. David Farnan has now moved up into 7th. Whoa! He got a little bit close to Pieper and had to back out of it. Farnan trying to keep Devin behind him while he avoids Pieper ahead. Farnan definitely the faster car at the moment. As John Nichols goes to third, takes it from Chad Ragsdale. And Jesse Gordon has reclaimed the lead. Patrick Pieper now looking under Chad. It does not look like Chad has been able to find an opening, get back down to the bottom. He has gotten stuck up top and is losing ground here. Chad trying to fight back. Up top, he goes too deep into 1 and 2 and loses multiple spots. Brian Hewitt now gets the run underneath into turn 3. Austin Ruskoff now in 10th. David Lux in 11th. Richie Ragsdale back in 12th. Joshua Rudolph in 13th. Yeah, Gerald, you did that once. Oh, Richie Ragsdale sideways caution. And Ryan McDaniel caught up. Our third caution of the night. Let's see what happened. All right, there's Richie in the blue and white car. Heading off into turn 3, just goes too deep. Oh, when he gets out, he clips McDaniel. There's Ryan right behind. Devin McDonald also got caught up. Wow. Now everybody is in except for Farnan and McDonald this time. On that first stop, David Farnan took right sides. Devin McDonald took 4 fresh Goodyears. Gerald's saying there's about a 10-foot spot in there that if you hit it, you get it. But if you miss it, you're going wide into the turns. And it does seem like every time we race here, that braking zone gets smaller. Brian Hewitt is now up into 3rd place. He did come in, but made a fuel-only stop. He did take tires earlier. Cody Burke in 4th, Jesse Gordon in 5th. John Nichols, C.J. Jeffries, David Lux, Patrick Pieper, Austin Ruskoff round out the top 10. Scott Roney is back on the lead lap. Richie Ragsdale still on pit road. Ryan McDaniel back in the fight. Here we go. And the green flag flies again. And a big battle back behind. Farnan getting away just a little bit. Jesse Gordon may make this 3 wide. He gets into Hewitt. Hewitt's up the track. Devin is around. Caution. Now Hewitt's around. Well, yeah, lap 50. Austin Ruskoff called it on this. Let's take a look. Jesse looks low. Trying to get under Hewitt, just barely taps him. Hewitt actually gets it saved, but he sends Devin up the track. Then Hewitt gets loose out of 4. Take another look at this from the chopper. Devin there on the outside in second. Hewitt comes up, clips him. Cody just snakes through. Question is, did the Dominator get any damage? We know Brian Hewitt did. He's trying to save it all the way out. CJ barely misses as Hewitt smacks the wall. Joshua Rudolph, Scott Roney, Austin Ruskoff, Brian Hewitt, all to pit road. Well, Gerald, Austin did predict if they got a caution around lap 50, things would go crazy from there, and, well, that caution came on lap 50. Fourth caution of the night, but as Gerald mentioned, cautions breed cautions. The field was getting really spread out in the early going, but once it gets packed up here, everybody is fighting for position. David Farnan in control, Jesse Gordon on the high side. Here they come, green flag back in the air. Farnan away like a rocket, opening the door for Burke to get under Gordon. CJ on the attack, looking underneath. Oh, we've got one around in 4, no caution yet. It's Matthew Logan. And Logan clears the track before they get there. Let's see what happened here. There's Matthew, Chad battling with Chad Ragsdale. Logan just gets a little too deep and a little too hard. Wow, close call. Everybody scoots by. David Farnan currently in 4th. He's slipping back, stuck on the high side. He is the biggest mover of the race, in up 12 spots into 4th. But sliding backwards, Brian Hewitt, the other big mover. Well, he is still on pit road. He has got heavy damage. The Dominator back out front, but Jesse closing back in. And start watching these cars. A lot of them are going to have minor front and rear damage. Wow, look at this. People are trying to hold off Nichols. Farnan did get back in line in 6th place. Most of the field, including the leader, came in on lap 47. 4 tires and fuel for just about everybody. Remember, the drivers were looking at 65 to 70 laps on a tank of fuel. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. The caution is back out. And let's see what happened to Ryan. Remember, he did say this was one of his favorite tracks. Definitely having a rough night tonight, though. All right, Ryan comes out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Off into 3 where we have seen the majority of problems. Oh! He goes around, gets sideways, and just gets smacked. Ryan does have significant damage, but does not have a meatball. NASCAR has not called him to pit road to get mandatory repairs. That car is beat up, but from what we're told, front end damage not hurting too bad in these cars, but rear damage can prove to be traumatic. And that was a big hit. All right, they should get the 1 to green next time by. Cody Burke, Jesse Gordon, CJ Jeffries, Patrick Bieber, David Farnan in the top 5. Chad Ragsdale, Richie Ragsdale, David Lux, Josh Nickel, and Scott Roney in the top 10. And Scott is on a mission. Earlier in the night, he was 2 laps down, but is back on the lead lap and in the top 10. All right, Cody Burke is in control of the restart. And here we go, green flag flies, Burke is away. CJ now looks for second. CJ quickly takes second. Jesse able to slide down and take third. Pieper and Farnan battling for fourth. Jesse on the attack. CJ tries to make a move to the high side. He got the wall coming down the front stretch. Had a big loss of momentum. Jesse now back in second. Farnan slides into fifth. John Nichols takes it. Ragsdale underneath. Whoa! Great save by Farnan. Richie Ragsdale in the blue and white. Chad Ragsdale in the purple car just behind. But David Lux peeking underneath. Scott Roney lost some ground on the restart. He slipped back into 12th. Whoa, Roney goes deep into turn 1. Matthew Logan takes 10th from Austin. Austin tries to fight back up top. Logan takes it. Matthew Logan out 5 spots into 10th as Roney is back to 11th. Jesse Gordon still holds on to second, right behind the Dominator. John Nichols is on the march, just took fourth from Pieper. And some of these guys are really attacking hard tonight. There will be some free sheet metal available after this one. Richie Ragsdale looks to the inside. Farnan's around. He gets it recovered. No caution. Great save by Farnan. Let's take a quick look. All right, there is Farnan as they come out of turn 4. Richie shoots to the inside. They battle it down the backstretch. Farnan starts to pull a little bit ahead. They bang doors coming through 3 and 4. They head back down into 1 and 2. Farnan just snaps loose. Chad gives him a love tap, straightens him back up. And the caution is back out for Scott Roney. As a large number of the field have come to pit road, let's see what happened with Scott. Remember, Scott had been marching his way back toward the front. Sends it deep into... Now the car... Oh, wow. Sends it deep into Matthew Logan's bumper. Watch this from another angle. He was trying to send it to close the gap, but gets into Logan's bumper, is able to help straighten him back out. Jesse Gordon now has the lead again. John Nichols in second, Patrick Pieper in third. Austin Ruskoff now up to fourth. Cody Burke and everybody behind him came to pit road. They only looks like several of them topped off on fuel and several took tires. It's about 50-50 through the back of the field. But everybody who came in here should be good to go on fuel. Jesse Gordon in control. And here they come out of 4. The green flag flies. Jesse is away. John Nichols settles in right behind in second. Patrick Pieper now into third. And a lot of battling back behind. David Farnan is back on the attack. Farnan right in a big mess. Matthew Logan just stomped it past David Lux and is now looking under CJ. David Farnan back up into 7th. Points leader Cody Burke currently in 4th. Whoa, Richie Ragsdale went too hard through 3 and 4. They're 3 wide down the front stretch. Back to 2 wide as Farnan takes 6th. Wow, Richie Ragsdale managed to save it. That was close. Let's take a look down from the chomper at this pass. And this situation, Richie Ragsdale there in the blue and white car was in 5th. Gets loose going into 3, gets it saved. But here comes Chad and David, 3 wide out of 4. And that was close. And the caution is back out. Looks like David Farnan caught up in it. Remember, David Farnan has gone back and forth multiple times tonight. Farnan a little too deep. Chad gets underneath, gets into him, and he goes around. Ruskoff has nowhere to go. One heck of a hit. Things are definitely getting bumpy out here. Ryan McDaniel gets another lap back that will put him just 1 lap down. Ouch indeed. Several cars came in and topped off. Devin McDonald has the lead now. Chad Ragsdale in 2nd. Richie Ragsdale back to 3rd. CJ Jeffries in 4th. Matthew Logan now 10 spots into 5th. Another driver has come through this field a couple of times now. David Lux, John Nichols, Cody Burke, Jesse Gordon, Patrick Pieper round out the top 10. David Farnan currently in 11th, still on the lead lap. Pace car dives to pit road. And here they come, out of 4, Devin in control. The green flag flies. Once again, Devin is away. Chad trying to hold on up top. But he's going to open the door for Richie if he's not careful. It is a big dogfight back behind. Several fast drivers stuck back, including Jesse Gordon and Cody Burke, both who have led here in the early going. Matthew Logan on the attack underneath CJ Jeffries. He can't get there. Whoa, a close call. Stacks up the inside line. John Nichols had to stomp the brakes to not get into Logan. And shook up the field just a bit back behind. Cody Burke has slipped back into 10th. Devin McDonald still has the lead, but Chad Ragsdale is on his bumper. Also of note, David Farnan back in 10th. David Lutz currently runs in 11th. Let's take a lap with Lutz. Whoa! Lutz goes wide. Scott Roney gets by. right, let's ride along with David Farnan. Coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. They dive it into turn 3, 2-1. Whoa! Caution is back out. We'll try and get you guys a full lap in car here in a moment. John Nichols caught up in that one. Let's see what happened. All right, there's John in the purple hood car. Oh, looks like Jesse may have given him a tap. Matthew Logan may also have gotten a tap. Take a look at this from the chomper. Those three were pretty much nose to tail. Oh, Jesse just gives him a little bump into the turn. Matthew Logan looked like he stomped the brakes to avoid the car ahead and snapped loose. And the running order gets shaken up again. Cautions here, often like rolling a bunch of dice in Yahtzee. Because the caution's going to send a few cars back. Pit stops will shake up the running order again. All right, Devin McDonald has the lead once again. But look who's back up toward the front. Jesse Gordon and Cody Burke have the second row. All right, here we go. Pace car is back in. And the green flag flies. Devin is away. Jesse gets the nose in underneath Ragsdale. It's a drag race down the back straightaway. Pieper underneath Burke. Jesse gets a little wobbly out of 4, but he clears caution, is out behind. Looking to see, I think it's for Richie Ragsdale. Let's try and take a look. Richie there in the middle in the blue and white car coming out of turn 2. Heads it down into turn 3 up top. Oh, loose out of 4, gets clipped by CJ. Does a beautiful 360 and gets her pointed the right way. Chad Ragsdale is on pit road. Devin McDonald stays out. And once again, the running order changes. You gotta hand it to Ragsdale. That was a very pretty 360. Devin McDonald will still be in control on the restart. And folks, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, and help us celebrate the final night of Jones BS Racing. Even if you've never been involved or watched, come by and help us celebrate. Definitely going to be an exciting night, but a sad one as well. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Just under 20 to go here in Martinsville. And put in the comments, do you think we'll see another caution? Also, Ryan McDaniel is back on the lead lap. Here we go. Green flag back in the air, 18 to go. Nevin quickly to the lead. Jesse trying to fight up top as Cody looks underneath. Jesse Gordon doing everything he can up top. And David Farnan is back up in the top 5. What a comeback night it's been for him. Cody Burke now takes second. Gordon's in the wall. He loses several positions. A bunch of checking up mid-pack. Matthew Logan's around. He 360s it. But the caution is back out. Let's take a look at Matthew Logan. There's Matthew up on the height, or back behind, just ahead of Chad Ragsdale. You see that battle into turn 1. And I don't know if I think he got net coated. Looking down from the chopper, Matthew Logan there in the white, black, and red numbers. I couldn't tell if he got touched or net coated from Ragsdale, but Logan goes around. We'll have just over 10 to go when the green flag drops. Devin McDonald, Cody Burke will have the front row. David Farnan and Jesse Gordon on the second. Man, what a comeback for Farnan. If anybody deserves a podium tonight, it's him. Patrick Pieper, CJ Jeffries, John Nichols, Scott Roney, Austin Ruskoff, Richie Ragsdale round out the top 10. As we mentioned, Ryan McDaniel now back on the lead lap in 11. Lights are out. Everybody stacks up. Take a deep breath, folks. It's about to get even wilder. Pace car dives in. Here they come out of 4. Green flag flies again. Devin is away. Cody trying to fight back up top. Farnan underneath. Jesse Gordon loses some ground. Burke to the inside into 3. He drifts up. There's contact. And Cody Burke reclaims the lead with 10 to go. Meanwhile, a mess back behind. Patrick Pieper trying to clear. John Nichols right there on the high side. CJ Jeffries, Jesse Gordon in the fight. Patrick Pieper now up into 4, trying to run down Farnan. And Burke is already checking out. And the caution flies with 8 to go. And Chad Ragsdale involved this time. There's Ragsdale in the purple car up top of Matthew Logan. And now he gets to the outside on Richie. He goes around. Did he get a love tap? Looking down from the chopper. Chad clears Matthew Logan, gets to the outside. Oh, Logan pushes up, gets into him, and sends him to the wall. We'll have just over 5 to go when the green flag drops. No, they did not get 1 to green, so it looks like we will. We'll have 4 to go when the green drops. Alright, they should get the 1 to green this time by. Lights are out. Everybody stacks up. Did Devin McDonald learn anything off that last restart? Does he have anything for the Dominator? Things about to get really wild. Pace car dives in. He wants no part of it. Here they come out of turn 4. The green flag flies. Burke is away. Devin did not get off the line. Farnan underneath for second. And Farnan clears him out of turn 2. Into turn 3 now, John Nichols underneath. 3 laps to go for the Dominator. Farnan has made so many comebacks tonight. Does he have enough to get there? John Nichols currently sits in 3rd. Jesse Gordon's on the attack. Devin sideways out of 4. Jesse now to 4th. Devin slips back to 5th. And here they come. The white flag flies. One more time around. There was a wreck out of 4. Cody has the lead. Jesse now to second. Devin McDonald into third. And out of turn 4, the Dominator does it again. He will win in Martinsville. And what a wild finish. David Farnan sadly caught up. Let's see what happened. John Nichols, just a little tap. They both end up smacking into the inside wall. And Farnan's charge comes to a tragic end. David Farnan ended up coming home in 15th after making multiple comebacks here tonight. What a heartbreaking end to that one. We'll talk to our top 3 in just a second, but folks, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTubes. Just waiting a moment for our top 3 to get here. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, Jones BS Racing comes to a close. The final race after 4 years. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Devin. Devin, you're one of the guys that definitely had a wild run tonight.
Yes, sir. It's a hard card to hold on to.
I did see these cars here Thursday, and yes, they are definitely a handful at this track and in these conditions. But man, you managed to hold on, come home in third, and it was definitely an eventful night.
Yes, I'm glad I got the third, especially with the championship narrowing down now. And like I said, it was a great run for us.
Well, man, great job. Congratulations. Heck of a finish.
Thank you, sir.
Jesse Gordon coming home in second. Jesse, man, front, back, sideways. I think you were pretty much everywhere tonight.
Yeah, I thought this was the dirt Martinsville track, but apparently not. Yeah, it honestly, I had good short run speed, but I had nothing on the long run, and I just feel like I burned my stuff up. And we did have short runs, but it was chaos with some guys staying out on old tires, and then getting put 3 wide, and then door shut, and it's just it was like chaos. But I'll take second out of that for sure.
Well, man, it was an awesome comeback and an awesome finish, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to everybody that obviously made incidental contact, and it's tough, getting checked up in Martinsville. But I honestly think it was a really good race with even the cautions that we did have. It did turn out pretty good racing. So
it was definitely fun to watch, man. Great job.
Yeah, thank you for putting it on, and thank you to everybody for putting the league on too in Austin.
Great job, buddy.
Yep, take it easy.
And finally, our winner, the Dominator, Cody Burke. Cody, I honestly did not know if you were going to pull this one off tonight.
Yeah, neither did I. It was it was interesting. It was good green flag runs at the beginning and had good pace, but those cautions later on, I didn't know when to pit. I just at one time I wanted to make sure I had enough fuel just in case we went green that last run, but hey, it all worked out.
Oh, man, it definitely did. I know you had a few close calls out there tonight and a few scary moments in there, but everything managed to survive and honestly very little damage.
Yeah, considering it being Martinsville, man, it was tough because if you had a run on someone, you almost had to go for it. If you didn't, the guy behind you would either shove his nose in there or get into your rear bumper. So it made for some interesting times.
Well, it definitely did, but man, you came home in victory lane. You're the only driver locked into the final round. Man, a heck of a night. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you, Doug. See you next week.
Cody the Dominator Burke wins again. Not surprising. I believe that is win number 20 on the season. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow night, the final night of Jones BS Racing is here. Make sure you tune in at 7:30 Eastern for that. And until then, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, y'all.